naturally. How many of you believe that tonight, that God designed your body to heal? If you believe that, you're at the right place. Some people say, I'm not sure. No, God designed our bodies to heal. If you've ever cut yourself, you don't have to tell that cute cut to heal, right? You look at it in 4 days, 5 days, 8 days later, and it's gotten better, right? That's how God miraculously designed our bodies, is to heal. So I thought the best way to share it with you is actually to share a little bit about David Schmidt with you. This is a little presentation he gave talking specifically about the patch and why it is so amazing at stimulating something called the GHK-Cu peptide. It's incredible. So we're just going to listen to a couple minutes of this, and then we're going to keep going with I have a flip chart presentation to keep me on the rails. But the good news about the flip chart presentation is you guys have access to that as well if you decide you want to share this with your friends and family. Here we go.
This is a stem cell technology, but unlike the type of stem cells that you might be normally thinking about, where stem cells are injected into the body from an external source, what we're going to be talking about today is how to use light to activate the stem cells that already exist inside of the human body. What's so interesting about this is that there have been recent studies to show that stem cells exist in the meridians themselves. So for example, when we might stimulate stomach 36 or large intestine 4, we're in fact liberating stem cells through the meridian and open up channels by which the stem cells can travel to the organs that need healing and repair. So we already know that stimulating acupuncture points in the meridian will stimulate the organ that they're associated with. But what's interesting is that this same stimulation may in fact lead to stimulation and activation of stem cells. Now the issue though is that as we age, the stem cells in our body age with us. And the stem cells, we can just think of them as being universal cells that create all the other cells in our body. And if our stem cells are aging, that means their ability to heal and repair the body declines with age as well. But what if there was a way that we could get the stem cells that already exist in our body to act and behave like young, healthier cells? It turns out that this is possible through light therapy. And by using light therapy to elevate a peptide called GHK-Cu. So we're going to be talking more about that today. So here's the problem. We age and the stem cells age with us. They begin to slow down. They release less growth factors, which are required for repairing damaged tissue in the body. And after we get into our mid-70s, eventually there's virtually no more stem cells in the body. Now, scientists have been looking at alternatives to this process. Maybe we can take young, healthy cells and inject them. This is certainly being done, but it's expensive. There are risks associated with this. Sometimes the stem cells can attack healthy tissue. And sometimes, because of chronic inflammation, the stem cells don't have any type of beneficial outcome. They don't do what they were intended. And most countries around the world, in the United States, European Union, and Japan, for example, really advanced stem cell treatments are not approved yet. They haven't passed scientific scrutiny. So what can we do today? Is there anything that we can do to take advantage of stem cell technology today? And there is. We've been working for more than 10 years to develop this technology and have received over 70 patents globally in the field of stem cell science and regenerative medicine. So we've put in a tremendous amount of work into this field of study. Some of the early work that we did was in conjunction with the National University of Ireland in Galway. Now, they are in the top 2% of universities globally when it comes to stem cell research. We were very fortunate to have been able to make a presentation to their Regenerative Medicine Institute, and as a result, we received funding from Scientific Foundation Ireland to proceed with these stem cell studies. Now, this is a piece of technology that I invented and we developed at our laboratories in San Diego, California. And this was our first attempt to naturally activate the stem cells that already exist in the body. This device produces an electromagnetic field and a longitudinal field. And as you can see, it is a double helix, and this is intended to mimic the natural energy form that exists around human DNA. And it produces some very novel effects. Now, we've performed, of course, laboratory studies or in vitro studies, animal studies, and human studies. One of the studies that we did with rabbits, we were looking to see if we could accelerate wounds that were on their ear, diabetic ulcers. And this is what the ulceration looks like. And in our first attempt, we found that using electromagnetic fields, that we would be able to significantly improve the rate of healing as compared to a control that got no type of therapy. And we hit statistical significance. What's so interesting about this is that when you apply stem cells topically, MSC stem cells, to these wounds, they heal at exactly the same rate as when they're treated by an external electromagnetic field. In other words, you don't have to inject stem cells into the body. What we found is that using energy, we can activate the stem cells and the innate healing abilities that already exist in the human body. And this may partially explain why Qigong and natural healing methods are so powerful, because we're moving energy. And we know from squid magnetometer research that Qigong practitioners produce enormous electromagnetic fields in their hands. So this is an interesting area of research for natural healers. Maybe what we're finding is that the natural, intense electromagnetic fields emitted by Qigong practitioners activates the body's stem cells.
And I'm going to stop
now,
it right there because we could, I'm going to post this presentation in the group, but I want to move on because my husband, Scott, we went to Singapore and Scott actually practiced Qigong, and it was with this group of men that were in their 90s. And they all were moving like they were in their teens. True story. Like there was about 20 of them. We were in Singapore for a week. We were walking through Singapore and we saw this a Qigong exercise class going on in this park. And there were all these very, very elderly gentlemen that were moving, like I said, like they were people in their 20s. They would move. They were moving better than Scott was. And he was in his late 30s at the time. And so it was incredible to witness this. So there is such power in energy medicine is what I want to say to you. But the next thing we're going to move on to is an actual presentation. And we're going to touch more on that light therapy and exactly how the stem cell technology works. But I wanted you to see David Schmidt for yourself because I believe the guy is like a modern day superhero. I mean, he's literally getting into the point in the presentation where they're cutting off like heads of these certain types of worms, and they're happy if it grows back in 14 days. And with David Schmidt's technology, it's growing back in 3 hours. So, I mean, wild, incredible stuff that we kind of sometimes think, is that even really possible? Of course it's possible. Anything is possible for those who believe, and anything is possible because our bodies are innate healing machines, right? Have you guys ever thought about how incredible your body is at healing? So I'm going to screen share with you again, and we're going to move into a quick stem cell presentation. It's a really cool little presentation, and you guys have access to this if you decide you want to share with anybody at all. So amazing benefits. Of course, everybody on this presentation, if you've been on the patch for longer than a week, you probably have a story to tell, right? So reduced inflammation, supports wound healing, energy and vitality. The mental clarity that comes with it is incredible. Faster recovery from exercise, and just really an improvement in exercise performance we see. And of course, the skin appearance. How many skin pictures have we all seen on social media from skin that was really damaged with like my dad's legs, to people that had eczema, psoriasis. I had a gal on my team that 6 years ago, she went through chemotherapy, and ever since she went through chemotherapy, her hands are just laden with psoriasis to the point where she cannot even flex her knuckles. And within 6 days of wearing the X39 patch, I mean, it was miraculous. She sent me pictures, and like there was no more psoriasis on her hands. And so, I mean, just miraculous things like that are happening. So like he said in the video, the fewer stem cells you have, the faster we're aging and the slower we're healing, right? That's why older people take longer to heal. That's why older people get gray hair. That's why older people, when they have, an ailment, it takes longer to heal. That's why older people have neurodegeneration with their brains, right? That's why older people lose muscle. That's why a lot of older people, they don't want to do surgeries on older people. Why? Because they're worried that they won't recover, right? So why is that? Have you ever asked, why is that? Why don't they want to do a hip surgery on a 90-year-old? Well, it's because their bodies don't produce any stem cells. And when we're out of stem cells, we're out. That's the truth. When we're out of stem cells, we're out, because the body cannot rejuvenate and repair itself, right? So we need the stem cells to be active and working. So at age 25, the stem cell creation actually starts to diminish. Age 25. So I'm not sure how old all of you are on here. I'm 45. At 45, I've lost probably about 60 to 70% of my stem cell activation. How crazy is that? But then I put the patch on my body and everything changes, right? At age 60, you almost lose all of that stem cell activity, right? So once you put that patch on, that X39 patch, everything changes. This is an interesting slide. You could actually print this off. It's so awesome. We hand this to everybody. The New England Journal of Medicine has stated that the #1 indicator of wellness is correlated to the number of adult stem cells in the bloodstream. Wow. It's the #1 indicator. It's the #1 indicator of wellness, right? The number of stem cells in the bloodstream. Isn't it funny your doctors never talk to you about this? It's because they don't know about it. But the good news is all the smart doctors and sharp doctors are getting on board. I think I've sponsored 15 doctors in the last couple of weeks. So doctors are definitely open. The ones that are sharp are leaving the medical establishments and breaking away. And they know there's other ways to treat patients that are non-invasive, that are healing and restorative and rejuvenating versus breaking the body down, which we do with a lot of surgeries and drugs, right? So stem cells are the only cells in the entire human body that can actually develop into any cell that we need. So some people say, well, how does the patch work like for so many different things? Well, what stem cells do is they become whatever you need in your body. So let's say that you have a torn ACL. Let's say that you have a torn, muscle somewhere in your body. If whatever your body needs is where the stem cells are going to be activated to do the repair, right? So that's why no two people are exactly alike with their results with the patch, right? And so when we're a teenager, we got 1 billion stem cells circulating around. But by age 30, that's reduced 60%. By age 50, 75%. I don't know if any of you are a 60 on here, but wow, we got a 90% reduction. Okay, we're fading fast. By 80, my dad was 80. That's a 95% reduction of stem cells, which is probably why his legs changed so drastically within 24 hours of putting the patch on, which we'll get to in a second. I love that this company is not a Me Too product. Do you guys know what Me Too product means? Me Too product means that when you are talking about a product, sometimes it's hard to discuss with others if you are talking about your product and there's 1,000 other products just like you. And you're trying to talk about what makes your product better, like an antioxidant, right? Or a CBD or something that makes your product better. With this product, there is not another. There is no other stem cell patch in the entire world. We are it. That's kind of a big deal, you guys. So in 2020, David Schmidt took out the patent for X39, the stem cell activation patch. If you know anything about patents, patents last 20 years. So we've got an 18-year run on helping a lot of people heal up their bodies and get well and stay well and be well, right? So we've got a big job ahead of us. I hope you guys are ready to rock this with us. Let's move on to the next slide here. Give me 1 second. My screen kind of froze for just a second. We'll go back to it. I got it. All right, here we go. So when we're looking at stem cell activation, hopefully most of you that are on this tonight have actually, had a chance to actually wear the patch. I hope you're wearing the patch and having great success with the patch. And if you're not, keep wearing it is my advice to you. Some people notice the results in a day, 2 days, 3 days, 5 days. Would anybody on the meeting tonight like to share any success they've had? I'd love to hear from anybody that's on tonight. I see a couple people that I know could talk about it. I see Mama Kissy. I see a lot of you that have been on the patch for a while that have had great success. Mikey Piatz. Would you like to share a little bit about what you don't even have to turn your camera on, just unmute yourself. And if you would share with us some of the things that have happened in your life, I'd really appreciate it tonight. Mama Kissy, I know that it's been pretty much life altering for this awesome woman. Just incredible to witness and see her in real life and hug her in real life and to know that she has completely changed the course of her life. This is a woman that was on like over 10 medications. And I'll let her share the story herself. Would you do that? Would you unmute yourself?
Yeah, I'm unmuted.
Go ahead, girl.
Hey, so I'm 54 years old. Pretty much I've been patching up for I think it's almost 3 months now. And I tell you what, 3 months ago, I was actually going to bed sleeping and praying I wouldn't wake up the next day. I suffered from SLE lupus, and then I was recently in a vehicle accident, which caused 9 compressed fractures of my spine. So I didn't want to continue on. Lots of pain, lots of stuff with my lupus. Everything was kicking my butt big time. And my girlfriend, Connie Erlin, told me about these patches, and I was skeptical because I know what stem cells are because I needed them very badly. And we searched and searched and searched. And I think we had to go to like Panama or something. It was a ridiculous place anyway to get them. But so on day 4, wearing this patch, it was just a miracle. I was walking around again already by myself. I probably bathed myself for the first time in months. The thing and all my pain, I have pain in my back every once in a while now if I overdo it because I feel so good now. So then I slap on some Lifewave or Icewave and go with that. But the thing that really shocked me was the depression side of it. I mean, I've suffered from depression all my life. I don't remember a time when I haven't. And it was really odd for me to get that clarity in my mind and that brain fog. I had terrible brain fog with lupus. That's a symptom of that. And now, you guys, I am like I always say, I'm a healing machine now. Yeah. I mean, it is just amazing. I feel great. My attitude's great. I'm happy. Yeah. I'm starting my life over at 54.
Boom, baby. I love it. Mama Kissy, I love that. That story never gets old. And every time I hear you, I swear to God, there's more joy and excitement and energy in your voice. So I can just tell the vitality is there. It's back. You're just doing amazing. So thank you for sharing that. I love that. And lupus, for those of you that don't know, lupus is an autoimmune disease. And now there's hundreds of autoimmune diseases. And so the fact that she had that type of relief in 4 days is incredible. When I see the pictures of your husband bathing you, it just literally takes your breath away. When I see your legs and how her legs with this lupus, she literally had like these varicose veins and bruising throughout her body. Can you explain that just for a second? Because I think those pictures are almost shocking when you see them. Like, I mean, when people see them, they're like, are you kidding me? How did this happen? Right.
Right. And, you know, that was just my legs, but I had that, you know, on my arms. My elbows were horrible because with lupus and the type of lupus that I had, it attacked my organs and my tissues. So like my elbows always felt like tennis elbow or something like that. And you could actually see like the indentation of the muscle deteriorating and all that. I should put pictures of my elbows out now because they're all filled in and everything now, and they feel good. And I'm exercising with you, Renita.
I know, I love it. Yeah, put those pictures of the elbows out. I mean, so for those of you that don't know lupus or have not experienced somebody with lupus, it's debilitating. I mean, it's progressive and it's awful. And so the fact that you've had this like incredible healing, I just think it's only of God, and thank God for the stem cell activation patch, right? I mean, it's like, what can do this in the body? You know, what can do this? Stem cells can do this in the body. So,
and the best thing, no medications, Renita. I'm not on one medication. I don't even take Tylenol.
Oh my gosh, I love it. You know, and me, I'm like the person who gets people off of drugs, right? Like I've been that person for 20 years. Like, you know how there's drug dealers? I'm like the anti-drug dealer. I'm like, let's get you off these drugs. So that just makes my heart sore because I know there's a reason why kidney dialysis is now a franchise, right? Called DaVita Dialysis. You can open up a franchise to get kidney dialysis. And that's because so many people are on so many drugs. It's destroyed their kidneys and their liver. And so I am so happy that you are on no medications. Like, it just makes my heart sore. You're going to live 20 years longer just because you're not on drugs. Like, seriously, it's just incredible how the body can regain health like that. I just love you. I'm so thankful for you.
I'm loving it.
I'm loving it. I'm loving you. Okay. So thank you for sharing. We'll keep moving on. I'm so glad you popped in and shared that with us. So how is this working? Like, how is what she's telling us? How is this working? Right? These patches are just incredible, but they're so simple. Like, I was talking to my friend who's a doctor tonight, and she said, Renita, they're so simple. This is so simple. She said, it's not even transdermal. It doesn't even absorb into your skin. She shares them with all of her patients, of course. And she said, isn't it incredible that we have a technology that is so simple? I was like, right? God is a simple God, isn't he? He's like, it's not overcomplicated like we once thought. It's like pretty simple, actually. So the patches contain an organically based nanocrystal mixture. And so what they do is different frequencies of light do different things. Some reflect, some absorb, right? So think about this with light. Some light frequencies absorb, some reflect back. All of this is, depending on the frequency. So all the patch does is the patch actually traps heat in the patch, and those nanocrystals that are in there, they reflect different specific spectrums back into the skin. So it's literally like there's no transdermal, there's no ingredients in this patch. There's no, like some people say, well, what type of herbs are in these patch? There's no herbs in these patch. This is all energy and frequency medicine. So what that means is the patch is very simple. All it's doing is absorbing your heat and reflecting back into your skin different frequencies of light. And those frequencies of light are what turn on and activate that GHK-Cu peptide. And what that peptide does is activates more stem cells. That's it. So these activated stem cells, they basically migrate from the skin and they change into other types of cells to support the natural process of organ repair and regeneration, which is exactly what happened with Mama Kissy. Like when she tells that story, I'm like, we had organ repair and regeneration, even in your musculature, as you're talking now with your elbows, right? Your tendons, your ligaments. So it's been established that GHK-Cu is capable of up and down regulating at least 4,000 genes. Now, I'm pretty wild about the genes stuff because I've taken gene tests with our family. I've spent $10,000 on genes. I can't really have a good gene conversation with more than 2 people in this whole city, unfortunately. But what I love about this is Dr. Lauren Picard, who studied over at the University of Minnesota. He's actually the guy who discovered the GHK-Cu peptide This guy is genius. And this Dr. Lauren Picard tells us that this particular peptide, this GHKCU, which is what the patch stimulates, it literally resets 4,000 of our genes to a younger, healthier state. I mean, are you kidding me, you guys? It's repairing our DNA back to a healthier state. How awesome is this? So the GHKCU stimulates blood vessels, nerve outgrowth, increases collagen, which is everybody's looking younger, right? Visible anti-aging. I'm not kidding. I've been putting a patch on this kind of skin thing that I've had. I've spent lots of money on going to the esthetician. It's never gotten any smaller. And I think I'm on my 4th night or maybe my 5th night now of wearing the patch. You almost can't even see it on my face. I'm like, why did I put this thing directly on this thing, this growth? Like when I got started, I just thought, I don't know. I just didn't do it. And one night I thought, I'm going to put it on there. I'm sick of looking at this thing. And once you know it, here I am in 5 days. I'm like, this thing is like almost flushed to my face. Give it one more night, it's probably going to be completely gone. I mean, this is incredible to me. So multiple anti-inflammatory actions. If we can reduce the amount of inflammation in the body, we're going to reduce disease, period, right? Suppresses molecules. If you don't know anything about the NFKB, that is known to activate all diseases in the body. Pretty much everything from cancers to heart disease and everything in between. And what this peptide, this GHKCU does is it suppresses the NFKB. It suppresses that. I mean, it's just incredible. Anti-anxiety, anti-pain, and anti-aggression. Just like you said, Mama Kissa, when you're saying that, I'm like, yep, anti-anxiety. People just start feeling happier in the head, right? How many of you want to feel happier in the head? I mean, this is a good thing. So where do you wear the patch? You can wear it pretty much anywhere in the body. Now, David Schmidt does talk about meridians, and I love learning. So if you're part of our Facebook group, you saw my meridian thing I put out there. I'm going to actually put a chart in there so you can all look at it. But in the meantime, honestly, you can put the X39 anywhere. David Schmidt said that himself. It doesn't matter if you put it on your neck, your knee, your back, your thigh, your nose, your forehead. It does not matter. And the most important thing is that you wear it for 12 hours and then you take it off for 12 hours. That's the most important thing. On for 12 hours, off for 12 hours. Quick little video about how light heals. Phototherapy. Everybody say that word out loud. Phototherapy. Another great word is photobiomodulation. Kind of a big word, but just stick with phototherapy if that's easier for you. Phototherapy, we've all known this our whole life. We've never called it phototherapy. It's how the sun creates vitamin D in our bodies. So let's watch this short video because it's so great.
Light, an ancient form of energy that goes back to the dawn of time. For us, it all begins with the sun, the source of light and life for our entire solar system. Even Einstein concluded that everything we're made of contains light. All life originates with the sun through photosynthesis. Plants and vegetation collect the light, and all living creatures emit light. Humans actually emit infrared light, which can be seen with night vision devices. We've known for centuries that light has many effects on the body. Lifewave's phototherapy patches use light to stimulate the body's natural healing systems, providing specific health benefits. Here's how the technology works. First, a patch is applied to specific points on the body. Where the patch covers the skin, infrared light emitted from the body is reflected back into the tissue. This stimulates the skin, which in turn stimulates specific regions of the brain. The brain then taps into the body's own natural flow of energy and the ability to heal itself. Let's take a look at why this is important on a cellular level. For example, a number of our patch products help counteract free radicals, oxygen molecules that damage cell proteins and contribute to visible signs of aging. When the body is stimulated through phototherapy to release its own antioxidants, these free radicals are neutralized naturally. Lifewave phototherapy patches promote an environment that enables the body to optimize its restorative powers and provide specific health benefits, all without the use of harmful drugs or chemicals, all helping you to stay healthy and young. To find out more, contact your distributor. Lifewave. Live long. Live well.
Live young, baby. Live young. They should need to add live young to that, because that's how I feel. I'm living a lot better and younger than I ever was. So let's move to the next slide. For those of you that are interested in this PowerPoint presentation, know that you have access to it. It's in our Facebook group. I posted it today. This was my dad's legs. It was miraculous. I'll just be honest with you. It was miraculous. My parents are what started me on this adventure. Somebody out of Canada had sent me some patches. I didn't know what they were. She told me it helped her neighbor that had Parkinson's. She said, put it on your mother. I know your mother has Parkinson's. I put it on my mom. And, my dad was helping my mom with that. And on day 11, I walked into my mother's house, and usually she doesn't really get rolling good until about 11 a.m. And it was 8:30 in the morning, and my mom was walking without the walker with her cute black and white polka dot pajamas. And she said, hey, Nita, do you want me to make you breakfast? And I'm thinking to myself, who is this woman? And that was the start of all of this. That moment, I was like, what in the world is going on over here? My dad had these oozing legs, as you see here, for 6 months, 7 months almost. We had been dealing with these freaking legs. Just edema, 12 doctors, thousands of dollars of doctor's appointments, naturopath, homeopath, chiropractors, dermatologists, you name it. I went to all the appointments. I mean, it was nerve-wracking. My dad didn't sleep at night because of the legs, because they itched and hurt so bad. And I said to my dad that day when I saw my mom walk with the walker, I said to my dad, you know what? Let's put one of these patches on you. I don't think it can hurt. I don't know if it's going to help, but I don't think it can hurt. I mean, look at these legs, Dad. And that's the day I took a picture of his legs. And right here is that's how they were. It was so much edema. I mean, it was just awful, you guys. Anyway, long story short, I came back 24 hours later, and this wasn't 24 hours later. This was about 8 weeks later, but 24 hours later, and all of the oozing had dried up and the edema was completely gone. And I literally fell to my knees in their yard. You can ask my husband, Scott, and I cried and I thanked God. And I was like concrete that I was supposed to do these patches and share this with others because of what it had done for my parents. Keep in mind, I had never tried a patch for myself at this point. It was just my aging parents that I saw the miracles in. Isn't it surprising when God uses those around you to perform miracles? So we got started, and we got started at the gold pack, as it shows you here. 5 sleeves. It comes with a free sleeve too. So basically 6 sleeves we got for $500. I will tell you this, within 3 days, we upgraded to the diamond pack because it was like a tidal wave of miracles. I mean, it was just, that's the only way I can describe it, as a tidal wave of miracles. That's what happened in my life. And because of that, you're probably on this tonight. Someone invited you. We have helped. So far, there are thousands and thousands of people on our team from around the world. And it has been such a blast to see the miracles, to hear the miracles, to see my inbox, to get the pictures every morning, and then to see the financial miracles that are happening as well. So I'm not sure what's the most important thing in your life. For me, it's definitely God and my family. No question about it. No question about it. I love freedom. I love health freedom. I love medical freedom. I think what's happened in the last 2 years is absolute insanity. I believe that God designed our bodies to heal and be well. I believe that we need to take control of our health. I believe that we need to take control of our finances, and we need to do it right now. Multiple streams of income are a really incredible thing in a downtrodden economy. You better figure out multiple ways of making money, right? Less debt. And just, for me, this entire industry has been about freedom, health freedom, time freedom, freedom to raise my kids and not put them in daycare, freedom to travel the world. So the stem cell industry is an incredible industry. It's an incredible industry. Somebody got a hold of me today and she said, Renita, I want to join your team. I've been reading the Tony Robbins book, and the Tony Robbins book is full of stem cell information. And I said, I know that. I'm well aware of that, but stem cell therapy is becoming huge, you guys. Injections cost anywhere from $7,000 to $100,000. As Mama Kissy said, maybe she was thinking about going to Panama. Panama is one of the places you can get them. Tijuana is another place. The funny thing with Tijuana is we actually thought about going to Tijuana, but then what happened was we called down there. And when I called down there to Tijuana, what happened was it actually was $20,000. And they told me that it was not going to work in 50% of the people. So then I thought, well, what the heck would we spend, $20,000 and it might not work for my mom's Parkinson's, right? So, and 3 months later, the patch comes into our lives. I'm telling you, when you seek, you will find. Be open, be ready, take a posture of accepting. I'm just telling you, I was just saying this to my doctor friend tonight. We talked for an hour in her driveway, and she said, you know why, Renita, you have all this stuff that comes into your life? You're seeking it. You're looking for it. You're open to it. And I thought, you know what? I am. I believe that every good and perfect gift comes from heaven. Healing is a gift, my friends. Right? So the Lifewave patches are incredible because this industry of stem cells is a $200 million industry, and it's expected to explode to 300 billion. Keep in mind that goes from million to billion there, friends. Isn't this incredible? I mean, we are part of something that is going to be changing the health of pretty much every single person you know. Get ready. We're just on the fringes of the very front end of this thing. Right? So Lifewave patches are extremely affordable. They're not $20,000. They're not $7,000. They retail for $150 for a month's supply worth. That's a sleeve of patches. When you get started as a wholesale member, they're $100 a month. There's no moral or ethical issues. You're not injected, something from a baby or something like that. Your body is using its own stem cell production. How awesome is this? And here's the thing. Your body knows exactly what to do with the stem cells your body creates. It's no guessing game for your body. Guess who created us? God, baby. And he knew what he knew when he did it, and he created us to heal. There's a 100% money back guarantee for people that are distributors. So if you're a distributor watching this and you got started to share this incredible product, there's a 100% money back guarantee for you for 30 days. If you sign up preferred customers or retail customers at your website, they have a 90-day money back guarantee. Who does